course of the semester, one of the main topics that has come up in most lectures has been social media. The usage of it can be very powerful, but it can also be used very negatively. It can affect a person's workplace or environment by many ways. By using social media properly, you can network better, you can communicate with your customers, you can even just allow the consumers to see what you're doing, what you're thinking, or even by a simple press of the button. A negative aspect of the use of social media is that just as easy it is for you to send something, it's just as easy as the consumer to respond or use it negatively. In today's age, it seems very imperative to be smart, proactive, and conservative in terms of the words that you use and the words that you say. You need to be careful to not offend anyone, but also you need to make sure that you're using the social networking the correct way by trying to reach out to people and meet them. The next thing that I would say for my semester takeaways of social media is what I just said about how it has positive and negative uses, but I've really gotten to see through our crisis project proposal the value of social media. Kylie Jenner tweeted, "Ugh, does anyone even use Snapchat anymore? Ugh." Again, that one tweet cost Snapchat $1.3 billion. Their stock dropped 6%. What I took away from this is it can be a very, very powerful tool, but can also be very, very negative if it catches quickly. Dear student that's about to take CIS 300 with Professor Lawrence, I'd like to give you a few tips and recommendation on a few aspects of the class. First off, you're going to start off with a resume or cover letter project. At first, I thought it was going to be a waste of time and stupid because I thought everyone would already have a resume or cover letter by junior or senior year. But I was shocked at how much help that really was. I learned so much about cover letters, and I didn't realize just how specialized they really need to be for the industry. I thought a cover letter you could send to every company that you apply for. Your resume can be a little bit more cookie cutter, but your cover letter needs to be directed into the target market segment that you're trying to go to. For my resume advice, I would make sure that you're very, very meticulous about it. I remember when I was getting mine reviewed, there was just one letter or one too many spaces in one word, and Professor Lawrence noticed it. It was something that I would have never noticed it, so I would make sure to be meticulous and to make sure that it's edited multiple times. Make sure to go put your experience in a chronological order with what you've done the most recent, and then go through the past. The other thing that I would make sure is make sure your headings look well and make sure that they're approved by Professor Lawrence. The next tip that I would give you about presentation and speaking tips is she's going to discuss it so much. So if you're an introvert, you have nothing to worry about. The tips that I would be willing to give you that I think really have a very positive effect would be being confident. I know some people are nervous to speak in front of a class due to saying something dumb or being embarrassed, but I think there's a lot of people in that class that felt the same way, that were a little uncomfortable at speaking. I think as she'll make you comfortable and not make you feel dumb by asking questions. She wants you to engage in her class and make sure that you're really grasping what she's trying to say. So for presenting, I would make sure that you look at the audience and the eyes as much as you can. Don't just be reading off a piece of paper. I would make sure to look business professional. I think that has a really big effect, and she's emphasized that many times. Don't show up to a presentation wearing a t-shirt and shorts. I think the last thing that I can give you for an interviewing tip is to come prepared and ask questions. Ask people that are in your desired segment field what questions they might ask, or just overall make sure you're prepared. See what the company you're looking at's core values are, their starting salary, and just what your overall position would be, because you would hate to accept a job that you thought you really liked and end up hating it just due to lack of information. That's all the advice that I have for you all. I hope you enjoy CIS 300 as much as I did.